This is the BomesElectric APE Delay, and this is just going to be a basic video on all the functions of the APE Delay. Both the there's two primary settings. One is without the external tap, and one is with an external tap plugged in. And the thing to keep in mind is it is when you power the pedal up is when it recognizes if there is an external tap plugged in or not. So if you power up the pedal by plugging in and then you plug in the external tap after you've plugged it in, it won't recognize that there's an external tap there. So you got to keep that in mind. So if I did plug in an external tap, I would have to unplug the power and power it back up, and then it'll see that the external tap is plugged in. But for now, we're going to do no external tap, and then I'll have a follow-up video that shows external tap plug functions and stuff. So we're powering it up without an external tap, and basically you have the normal functions. You have the overall volume, you have the repeat filter settings, you have level 1, level 2, which this toggles between level. When the light's off, it's on level 1, and then when the light's on, it's level 2. So you can set two different delay volume levels. And then of course the repeat knob, modulation, which is indicated here, which in this mode is always engaged. So if you want zero modulation, you turn it all the way to the left, and that's no modulation, and then however much modulation you want. So, and then this is the manual time knob, which when this is blinking, we are in tap mode. When you see, once you turn the time knob, it comes out of blinking and goes to solid. So now we're in manual time knob mode. So what we can do is kind of check it out. Oh, so here's bypass. So let's turn up. Let's go to level 2. I'll make everything extra loud and extra repeats just so we can kind of hear what's going on here. So here we go. So we got the time knob. So this is where you can do all that like squirrely, that kind of stuff. And then when you start tapping, like you have to tap more than once, of course, and then it'll time the taps between the two taps. So and then what it is too is this is the tap switch, and when you don't have an external tap plugged in, this LED will never turn on. That's only for when you have an external tap. But you can have this set to, right now, if the knob is to the right of straight up, the time knob is to the right of straight up anywhere in this field here, it's a quarter note. So right now we're set right about here. So we have, so whatever you tap in, that's what we're clicking at. Now if you are on the left of straight up, anywhere in this side, it will be dotted eighth notes. So I'll go over here, and then so now it's dotted eighth notes, which is a so and that's kind of how you can figure those two out. So if you're to the right of straight up, it's quarter. Whatever you tap is whatever you get. And then if you're to the left of straight up, so that's how that works. And then for modulation, so the only way to have no modulation is turning it all the way to the left. So and then you just have the difference between level 1 and level 2, and then we have repeat, which of course you can go too far. You can go too far with the repeats and have it feedback on itself, which is actually kind of cool with the manual time knob, because you can do a whole bunch of crazy crap like that. So that's pretty much the basics of here. This is the overall volume. Filter is just kind of where the delay repeats tone is and stuff. The only other thing we have on here is, so let's say here's a time, I turned it all the way up so it's the fastest slap back possible. Now if we're clicking and we're in this mode, we can, if we hold down this for more than a second and then we let it go, it ends up being wherever the manual time knob is set, which is kind of cool. So if you wanted a super fast delay time like a slapback that you could never actually physically tap in, you'd have to lean over and turn the knob. But if you don't want to lean over, you can always hold that down and have it pop out to wherever the time knob is. So even if you wanted it like super, so let's say right here, and then you can do other weird things like have the weird, here we go, and now it's clicked. So it went from that time and hopped all the way to like the slowest setting on this thing. So those are a couple of fun little things you can do. Like I said, the next video I'm going to show what all the functions are when you have an external tap plugged in. There's a couple more functions and things that you can do with this pedal. So there it is, and thanks for checking it out.